quickly go over to Spain, just because
sure.
Barcelona just intrigue everyone. Because it's a club that everyone says has no
Worry,
money.
disturb everyone.
Yeah, more disturbed than anything. They have no money, supposedly, but yet they're bringing in players of the likes of, obviously, Lewandowski's come in, who's going to be, look, he'll score in the Champions League, he'll score in the Liga as well. How are they doing this? That's the questions everyone asking. How are Barcelona continually buying the big players and still paying them really big wages?
Yeah, so we don't want to bore our audiences, but I'll try and encapsulate it, that Barcelona have managed to create a huge amount of debt. Of course, a lot of debt in football and business is manageable, and some of it is not. Largely as a result of the pandemic, and they were stung with very high salaries and transfer fee repayments and all sorts. Agents' fees in there as well that are outstanding. A lot of their salaries were deferred. Players agreed to either take cuts or to push them back further down the line to help the club. It's coming to a pinch point now because they are not compliant with the very strict financial rules in La Liga around what you can spend on your salaries. So we're not talking transfer fees here, it's about the expenditure on salaries. And unlike in many leagues where you can offend now and you will be punished later, financial fair play in European competition, for example, in Spain, you can't compete until you comply. So they've got their house in order early doors. They're proactive with their punishments. And Barcelona are in breach of their financial regulations. And that means they need to cut their costs right now before being able to register these players. It means that they can bring these players in.
But they can't register them yet.
They can't register them for La Liga just yet. And therefore, there are two solutions. Get rid of players and or increase your revenues through other means. And so far, they've not been able to get rid of players, so they're trying to increase their revenues by other means. Because if they increase their revenues, La Liga will allow them to spend on players and register these players. And so far, they have activated two financial levers, is what they call it. They've sold off first one portion of broadcasting rights that will come into them in the future.
For how long?
They've sold them off for 25 years. 25% of their broadcasting rights they've sold off for a 25-year period. So 25% of the money that's coming in for the next 25 years will go to an investment company. That was initially as one tranche of 5%, I think. 10% and then another 15%. So two levers have been activated to bring them in tons of revenue now, but they're essentially mortgaging their future to pay for now. They're saying, we'll deal with that when it comes to it, but now that sorts us out. They can activate a third lever, which would be selling off around 50% of their merchandise and commercial operation. That would see, again, a company come in, give them tons of money, but then they have the rights to the commercials for the future. And that, Barcelona, if they do it, would ease their problems and allow them to register all of these players. Or they could get rid of a player, and that's why the Frenkie de Jong conversation has come up. If they manage to sell to Manchester United or somebody else at the fees we're talking about, which with Manchester United has been agreed for 75 million euros plus 10 million euros in add-ons, then they'll bring in a huge amount of money. And crucially, they'll get his salary off the books. The problem is the standoff is not between them and Man United or any other club, it's between them and Frenkie de Jong. The deferred salaries that we talked about, he is owed about 17, 18 million euros. And he wants to know what's going to happen with that before agreeing to any move. But also he wants to stay at Barcelona. He joined
wants to fight for his place, right?
Because he wanted to be there. And as far as we know, he still wants to be there. And so if Barcelona can't find an agreement with him or other players they're looking to shift, then they'll have to pull another lever and continue to scrape by.